The next station is Cardiff Queen Street.
This is Cardiff Queen Street station, and it's from here that we catch a train to Cardiff Bay. And as if by magic, well, I did order it specially, here is my train. It's a very short ride down to Cardiff Bay, so we should be there in just a few minutes. So that was a short little hop from Cardiff Queen Street. It's probably about a mile and a half. I think I've walked it in the past. And this is Cardiff Bay. It does look as if they're laying some more track the other side of this fence. At the moment it's just a single track. Trains are quite regular though from Queen Street, and you never have to wait very long, not in my experience anyway, to come down to the bay. I'd actually thought of bringing my bike today and going around on the Brompton, but because I knew there was going to be a few different trains to catch and a lot of stays to go up and down, I thought I'd leave it at home this time and just walk around, which I have done before, and it's not that far really. So there's the famous Wales Millennium Centre, where they have lots of concerts and things to do with the arts. The bay itself is just over here. Usually that structure, don't know what to call it really, it's usually got water running down from the top, which is quite impressive. It looks like it's being turned off at the moment. Well, I must admit I am a bit tempted. I'm sure I have a fantastic view of the bay from up there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to walk in that direction, and I'll go around. I will cross the river all the way across there to the barrage. I'll walk over the barrage and then circle back past the Norwegian church and finish up here just outside the Welsh Government building known as the Senedd. I better get going, I think. It's quite windy. I hope the wind isn't going to spoil the sound too much. I wonder how many narrow boats you could get in this pool of water. Plenty of noisy seagulls here today. I'm not sure I'll see any swans as I would on the canal. So here's another view of the bay. I started out just over there. Train station is more or less in that direction. There's the Norwegian church, the Senedd building. Wasn't a great start to today's expedition. I I decided this time I'd catch a train from Abergavenny, because there's quite a lot of trains that go down to Cardiff from there, sometimes 2 an hour. So I set off in good time, absolutely. But unfortunately, when I got to Abergavenny rail station, there was no room at all in the car park. There were 2 small car parks there, but they were both full. So I had to make a quick decision then, and I drove into the town and parked in the town and walked back out. But in the process of that, I wasn't in time for the train I'd hoped to get. So I had to get a later one, and it seemed to be going so slowly, that train. But anyway, I've made it all right, and the weather's quite good. It's a nice walk, and let's carry on and see what's around the next corner. So this area is known as the Wetlands Reserve. So my next task is to get over there, I think. To that side of the water is the river there that flows up into the city centre. So I need to cross that river. I imagine I'll need to cross that bridge. And then I can start walking along that side of the bay. Oh look, there are some ducks. I suppose we'll see a swan after all, you never know. Well, what do you know? I can't escape these fellas, can I? A couple of swans and 1, 2, 3, 4 cygnets, I think. I wonder if they've ever been to a canal. It's another lovely day. As usual, I've put too many clothes on. Right, I need to walk back to the road now, so that I think I can cross the river. Right, Cardiff Bay Trail, straight on. So, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't walk across that bridge. Yeah, there's a sign down there. Let's see what it says. Certainly looks like there's a walkway, doesn't it? So with a bit of luck, I'll be able to access it just around this corner. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm in luck. It's going to be a bit noisy though, so I don't think I'll do any filming as I walk across. So I know I said I wasn't going to film, but I've just seen another swan. I must admit, he could have chosen a better setting, because it has got some friends. You can see them. They're all over the place. I wonder why that swan is hanging around down there. Yeah, so lots of swans, although I can't see any young swans with these. So there's a pleasure boat that starts out right in the city centre, comes down the river this way, and goes around the bay. So I've been on that, and it was a really good trip. I can't honestly remember how much it was, but I seem to recall it was good value for money. Excuse me, am I going the right way? Oh good, so I've rejoined the trail. So I came across the bridge, but the the whole trail would have brought me from further up that direction. So I found the trail again. Oh right, this is nice. Just along the water's edge. Oh okay. So it looks like this is a detour away from the waterfront. That's a shame. I must be honest with you and admit that there have been an awful lot of diversions on this trail, and here and there I've come across this kind of stuff. Sort of like over there was a section I couldn't walk, so I had to do a detour, which is really quite disappointing, and it's not particularly inspiring, this kind of stuff, is it? Anyway, hopefully we'll get up to the barrage. We're not far from it now, and I think then it'll be time for a sandwich. Yeah. Well, that's a reassuring sign. I'm on the right path again. Crossing the river. Imagine owning one of these boats. Would I swap one of them for a narrow boat? That's the question. Yeah, there's a boat coming in through the bridge. Now that is what I call a lift bridge. I bet they don't wind that one up by hand. Yes, you can see they're lowering the bridge now. A few people waiting to go across. And I shall join them shortly. Some quite impressive engineering here. Wow. What about those for lock gates? I am really wishing that I'd brought the Brompton with me today now. It would have been a bit of a palaver on the 3 different trains. But the surface I've been walking on has been pretty hard nearly all the time, pavements and roads, and it's taken a toll on my feet, whereas the Brompton would have just sailed through it all. So over this side are the actual barrage equipment. Let's go take a look. Unfortunately I can't get any closer than this. But I think you can see down there there's some pretty substantial steel work. I should imagine that these raise hydraulically the sluices to control the water flow in and out of the bay. Of course the boats don't pass this way, they come through the locks. This is what is on the other side of the sluice gates. Very muddy, sandy looking water. Over there is the West Country, Bristol, Western, Supermare, etc. That actually is the River Severn. I'm not quite sure what that lot's about. Some kind of aquatic pleasure park, I suppose. I can't see anybody there though. Seems a bit quiet. It really has turned into a beautiful day. Well, I didn't realise they had crocodiles in Cardiff Bay. That's interesting. And here is the tower. I don't know if you can hear. And what about that for a gate? I won't call it a lock gate, but this was obviously a dock at some point in the past where ships would come in. Maybe it was used as a dry dock, I'm not sure. It does look very old in its construction. I'm not quite sure how it worked, whether it was a swing bridge or whether even it lifted up like a sluice. Certainly not in good condition at the moment. Pretty massive thing, however it moved. Would have taken quite a lot of power to move it. I can't really see any clues as to whether it was a swing bridge or it just seems to be one piece, so it's not like a normal set of lock gates. If anybody knows how this thing operated, then let me know in the comments. That'll be interesting to know. Well, there's certainly lots of rings on the side of this, so I think this was, I don't think it was a dry dock, it was just a wharf where boats came in, tied up and discharged their cargoes and took new cargoes on, I think. But yeah, if anybody can shed any light, then do let me know. So just past a little sort of coffee house, and I was going to go in and get myself a coffee, and there's a sign that says please order through our app, do not order at the counter. I mean, what is the matter with people? Do they really want to put people off? I'm not going to download an app just so I can buy a bloody cup of coffee. That's ridiculous. Anyway, look, there's some more swans, and they've got some young ones with them. And we are coming up now towards completing the circle of my walk, and here's the Norwegian church coming up on the left. So let's go and take a little look at that. This is it, a bit of a landmark in Cardiff Bay, the Norwegian church, art centre. It's also a coffee shop, and I think it's a gift shop as well. If I can find a website, I'll put it as a link below for you. It's quite windy here in the bay, even with the barrage. It still manages to whip up quite a strong breeze, and the waves are quite noticeable. I imagine these wooden structures were once part of some quayside or maybe some kind of a pier. There's some more over there. They've certainly left them for a reason. Historical interest, I suppose. And here we are at Senedd Cymru, which is the Welsh Parliament. And this is where they meet and have their debates and make all their decisions. Quite an impressive structure. I wonder if I should get into politics. See if I can become an assembly member. Come down here and make some life-changing speeches. Change the history of Wales or of the world. Despite what you might think, I'm not that fond of the sound of my own voice to be a politician. Yeah, so right next to the Senev is the Pierhead building. Beautiful old red brick. And then alongside that is the Millennium Centre. So if you're a fan of architecture and buildings, there's an awful lot to see down here. So I'm back at Cardiff Central and I'm waiting now for the 1622, which I think is going as far as Chester. But I have no intention of going that far. I'll be getting off at Abergavenny. Thank you very much. And then a nice drive home, hopefully. My feet are a little the worse for wear because this walk today has nearly all been on tarmac, pavements, roads, things like that. Sorry about all the noise. Unlike the walks along the canal, it's been quite a hard surface on my feet, and they are protesting a little now. I should be glad to get back home and get these shoes off. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk around Cardiff Bay and seen a few things which perhaps you hadn't seen before. I do wish I'd brought my bike, I must admit. It would have been a much easier ride, a much easier expedition by bike than on foot. So probably on the next one, which could well be the tardy big flight of locks, I'll be using the Brompton again for that. I hope to do that soon, possibly next week. So keep tuned into the channel. If you like this video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, do leave a comment, and also if you've not subscribed yet, then please do think of doing so. It does help me a lot, the more subscribers I can get. So thanks for watching if you've watched all this far, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.